Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we've pulled together some sources on a threat that should, frankly, change how every single macOS developer sees their machine.
It really should.
If you're handling any kind of high-value digital assets, especially crypto, and you use VS Code, you absolutely need to listen to this.
That's right. And this isn't just another phishing scam or some low-level malware. We're talking about the fourth wave of a campaign called GlassWorm.
Wave 4.
Yeah. And what's so significant is that it shows these threat actors have made a really big strategic decision to completely ignore Windows for now and focus 100% on the macOS ecosystem.
Okay, so our mission today is to give you the map of this threat. We're going to unpack exactly how it targets you, the macOS developer, what the real risk is, which is Trojanized crypto wallet stealing your funds, and then, most importantly, the specific defense steps you need to take immediately. And this critical intelligence, it comes straight from analysis provided by our sponsor, pressreleasecloud.io, your content creation and distribution experts. They really help bring this threat to light. Okay, let's unpack this.
I think the biggest takeaway from the source material is just how intentional this whole shift is.
Right.
For years, Mac users, they've had this sort of security bubble. The ecosystem just felt safer, less targeted.
Yeah, you just felt like you didn't have to worry as much.
Exactly. Well, GlassWorm is here to burst that bubble.
So what's the logic? I mean, why build this expensive platform-specific malware for Macs? It seems like a lot of work.
It's pure economics. It's about fishing where the fish are.
And the fish are rich.
The fish are very rich. The source material is really clear on this. The targets are developers in crypto, Web3, high-growth startups.
The people building the new infrastructure.
Precisely. These are people who almost exclusively use Macs, and critically, they manage huge sums of digital assets or have admin keys to really valuable systems.
So if you can pop one developer's machine, the payout is just exponentially higher.
It is, and they've backed this strategy with a massive technical leap. I mean, previous GlassWorm waves were already pretty clever.
Right, they were using things like invisible Unicode characters. I remember that.
They were, but wave 4 is something else entirely. It's a huge evolution.
How so?
The malware payload is now embedded inside compiled JavaScript right within the VS Code extensions, and it's wrapped in AES 256 CBC encryption.
Okay, let's pause on that. AES 256 CBC. For anyone listening who isn't a security analyst, what does that actually mean for the antivirus or the security tools they have running?
It means they're basically blind. It creates a huge hurdle for what we call static analysis.
Which is just scanning a file on the disk.
Yeah. Traditionally, your anti-malware tool looks at a file and tries to find a known fingerprint of bad code. But if that code is encrypted, it's just a scrambled block of data.
So it looks like nothing, just random noise.
Exactly. Your security software sees nothing wrong until the malware actually runs and decrypts itself in memory. The signature is useless.
So you can't just look at the code anymore. You have to watch what the program does.
Right, you're forced into behavioral analysis, which is much, much harder. And they even took it a step further. The sources note that the decryption keys are often tied to system-specific IDs.
So a key from my machine wouldn't work on yours.
It wouldn't, which makes it even harder for researchers to analyze and stop the campaign. If we connect this to the bigger picture, this is the new playbook for high-value attacks. It proves that threat actors will invest heavily to get that crypto jackpot.
Okay, so we've got this super encrypted, Mac-specific payload. How does it even get onto a developer's machine in the first place?
This is the brilliant part. It's an entry point based entirely on trust. It comes from Trojanized Visual Studio code extensions.
And specifically from the OpenVSX marketplace, not the official one. That distinction seems really important.
It's absolutely critical. The official marketplace is run by Microsoft. It has, pretty good security vetting. It's not perfect, but it's there.
And OpenVSX.
It's an open source alternative.
Yeah.
And its vetting process historically has just been less rigorous. The GlassWorm actors knew this and just exploited that gap.
And they didn't just upload a junk file, right?
Right.
The sources say they mimicked popular legitimate tools.
Oh, yeah. They made them look completely real. Professional descriptions, icons, they even faked the download counts to build trust.
And it worked. The number I saw was, 50,000 downloads?
Over 50,000 downloads before they were caught. Just think about that for a second. That's potentially 50,000 compromised Mac development machines out there.
50,000 open doors. So let's trace the chain. I'm a developer. I download what looks like a useful theme or a linter. What happens next?
So step 1, you install it. Step 2, that compiled JavaScript runs, and it decrypts that AES payload silently.
I wouldn't see a thing.
It's not a thing. And then step 3, the malware's primary job starts. It scans your system for legitimate crypto wallet apps and just swaps out the real ones for its Trojanized fakes.
That's bad enough, but it's the worm part of the name that really stands out.
Yeah.
Here's where it gets really interesting. How does it actually spread?
This is where targeting developers is so clever. Once it's on your machine, it starts looking for your work. It scans your local directories for Git repositories.
Ah, so it's looking for shared projects.
Exactly. It can then do things like modify your local Git hooks or other config files. So when you push your next commit to a shared project,
You're pushing the malware with it.
You become the distribution vector, using your own trusted credentials to infect your colleagues, or worse, the company's build servers.
It weaponizes the trust inherent in the development community. Your coworker becomes the carrier. That is terrifying.
At the end of the day, all of that work, the Mac-specific code, the encryption, the worming, it's all for one thing:
Money.
financial theft. The core payload is all about Trojanizing those crypto wallets.
And these fake wallets, they look identical to the real thing.
Pixel for pixel. They function the same. Everything. The user has almost no way of knowing until their funds are just gone. The fake apps are designed to just scrape your private keys and seed phrases and send them straight back to the attackers.
Now, the source material specifically calls out apps like Ledger Live and Trezor Suite. These are used with hardware wallets. So this brings up the big question. If I'm using a hardware wallet, am I safe?
That is the most important question, and the answer is complicated. You are safe from having your keys directly stolen from the device.
Okay, so the keys stay offline.
The keys stay offline. GlassWorm cannot get them off the physical device, but you are not safe from being tricked into sending your money to the wrong person.
So where's the weak link? Where does the attack happen?
It happens in the software bridge. It's the Ledger Live or Trezor Suite application running on your now compromised Mac.
The app on the computer is the problem.
Exactly. Because that app is Trojanized, it can lie to you. And the most common way it does that is through clipboard swapping.
Okay, so let's walk through that. I want to send, say, 10 Ether to a friend. I copy their correct address to my clipboard.
Right.
I paste it into what I think is Ledger Live, and I click send. What happens in that split second?
In that instant, the malware detects that crypto address on your clipboard and swaps it with an address owned by the attacker.
And on my Mac screen, I still see what looks like my friend's address.
You see the attacker's address, but it happens so fast you're tricked into thinking it's the correct one. Then your hardware wallet lights up and asks you to confirm. This is the moment of truth.
This is the final check.
It is. If you just trust what you see on your Big Mac screen, the compromised screen, you'll click confirm. But the actual address that the hardware wallet is asking you to verify on its own tiny secure screen is the attacker's address.
So if you don't physically check the address, character by character, on the hardware device itself,
the funds are gone. Forever. Irreversibly.
that's devastating. Okay, so given that, detection is everything. What are the subtle warning signs a developer should be looking for right now?
You have to become a student of your own machine's behavior. First, look for just weird slowdowns or unusual network traffic coming from apps that shouldn't be chatty, like VS Code itself.
And what about things specific to macOS? Any red flags there?
Definitely, be paranoid about permission prompts. If an extension you installed weeks ago suddenly asks for full disk access, that is a huge red flag. And of course, the most direct sign, check your crypto transactions. If you paste an address and it looks even slightly off, stop. Assume you are compromised.
Okay, let's get into the security blueprint. What are the 5 immediate actionable steps everyone listening should be taking?
Okay, number 1, verify your VS Code extensions. Do it now. Go through every single one. Anything from OpenVSX is immediately suspect. Honestly, the safest thing is to just purge them all and reinstall only the critical ones from the official Microsoft Marketplace.
Step 1, audit extensions. Got it. What's 2?
Number 2, scan your system and its persistence points. And I don't mean just a basic virus scan. You need a good Mac-specific tool, and you need to point it at the malware's favorite hiding spots.
Which are?
Library launch agents and library launch daemons. Malware absolutely loves these folders because code there runs automatically with high privileges.
Okay. Step 3.
Number 3, and this is a bit technical, but it's definitive. Check wallet integrity with a digital fingerprint. Every real developer publishes a cryptographic hash for their software.
Like a unique serial number for the file.
Exactly. You can use the terminal in a command like shasamisam nashes a 256 on your application file. If the hash your Mac generates doesn't perfectly match the one on the developer's official website, your app is a fake. Delete it.
That's the smoking gun. What's number 4?
Number 4, harden macOS itself. Go into your system settings, turn on full disk access restrictions, turn on file vault encryption, and configure the built-in firewall. Use the tools Apple gives you.
And finally, number 5.
Create secure backups and diversify. Write down your recovery phrases and store them offline, not on your computer. And if you have a lot of crypto, don't keep it all in one wallet. Spread it out. A compromise of one app shouldn't mean total loss.
Those are great immediate steps. But what about the long game? What does GlassWorm tell us about how developers need to work now?
It means the era of assuming your Mac is just safe by default is over. For long-term defense, you have to start isolating your work.
You mean like in virtual machines?
Yes, VMs or secure containers. Do your most sensitive work anything with private keys or production credentials inside an isolated environment. That way, if your main OS gets compromised, the blast radius is contained.
So the principle of least privilege, right?
Absolutely. Stop working as an admin all the time. I'd say tools like Little Snitch, which monitors outgoing network connections, are no longer optional. They're essential. You have to watch what your apps are doing.
So this deep dive on GlassWorm Wave 4, it's really shown a huge strategic shift. The key takeaways for me are the laser focus on Mac developers, the use of the open VSX marketplace, that really tough AES encryption, and the ultimate goal of Trojanizing wallet apps. So what does this all mean for your workflows starting right now?
It means that the feeling of Mac security being a passive benefit you just get,
Yeah.
that's gone. This attack was highly specialized, it was expensive to build, and it shows what attackers are willing to do to get to high-value crypto.
So the game has changed.
The game is completely changed. And the question you need to be asking yourself tonight is this. If you're a Mac developer, have you accepted that your machine is now the #1 target? Are you developing in an isolated environment yet? Because you need to be. Audit your extensions, check those digital fingerprints, and please verify every single transaction on your hardware wallet's physical screen. Stay vigilant.